Hey guys, it's Chris from NeaterEyesBake.com. Today we're talking about a bit of a unicorn in the baking world, the no discard starter. Yes, they do exist, and here's our preferred way of doing it. We like to keep our starter in the fridge because we only bake sourdough once or twice a week, and when we do, we use around 200 grams of starter. For us, this means we aim to keep close to 200 grams of starter, adding 200 grams for each feeding. So this gives us a pretty simple cycle to repeat. It's basically 200 grams in and 200 grams out. So here it is, fresh out of the fridge, and I'm just getting the weight of our starter that was left over from our last bake. It takes just a bit of math to see we are sitting around the 200 gram mark. As I said, we use about 200 grams of starter for our bakes, and we want to keep around 200 grams in the fridge. So this means we need to aim for 400 grams in total weight. And to get there, we like to use equal parts in weight of warm water and bread flour. All-purpose works just fine if that's what you have on hand. And so I'll just add about 100 grams warm water, 100 grams flour, and get to that 400 total gram mark, give or take. And I'll just say here that in a perfect world, we could keep this cycle going forever, 200 in and 200 out. But this is the real world, guys. It's 2020. We actually use a little more or a little less starter each time we bake. And I don't know about you, but we never measure perfectly. This means we have to alter the amount of water and flour we use each feeding to hit our 400 gram mark. We tend to bounce between 150 and 200 grams of stored starter. Alright, once everything is completely incorporated, I'll simply put the lid back on and let it sit at room temp for 4 to 6 hours or until it has at least doubled in size. From there, I'll just scoop out the amount needed and store the remaining starter in the fridge until next week. And as you can see, this time around I only had 159 grams, which means I'm adding 120 grams warm water, 120 grams flour. That's it. We just wash, rinse, and repeat this process over and over again, never discarding. However, if I do go longer than a week between baking, I'll simply need to feed it 2 or 3 times before it's ready to use again. No need to feed it unless I'm ready to use it. Even if I'm not going to bake for weeks or months, I really only need to pull it out a day or 2 before I'm ready to bake again. I will have to discard that way, unfortunately, but if you're used to feeding your starter even when you're not using it, this just might be a game changer for you.